Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're well. So today I'm going to look at information, messages from Spirit for the month of June 2023. So this morning I drew an oracle card from a tarot deck off camera. And this month I decided to use the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. And the actual card is called The Land Between. Beautiful card. So basically the first message I received regarding this card was basically it's being in a place where you are between worlds. And it's like a reassuring message from Spirit, especially if people are feeling frustrated, trying to manifest something into their lives, and they sense that things are not happening fast enough. And Spirit is basically saying it's okay being in a place between what was and what could be. So clearly you haven't manifested yet what you want to manifest in your life, but it's a clear process we have to go through. And what I call the in-between worlds, it's a place where many things positive can happen. But at the same time, I know, because I've gone through this process many times, it can be challenging. It's almost like I feel it's a process of change, of course. It's a process where I can see in my mind eye, they're showing me like a caterpillar, the metamorphosis of a caterpillar going through this process of changing from a caterpillar into a butterfly. And of course, you can't speed up the process. The process needs to take its time. It's almost like it feels like a transition period where not only you learn on how to manage your fear, to live more in the present, to see in the dark, and maybe it's a time as well of healing and releasing of all patterns. So it can be, as I mentioned, challenging. It can be a real test on our patience and trust of the process taking place, and trusting that where you're at is where you're supposed to be. And it's the hard one. It's also a time of questioning, of reassessing many things in our lives. It's almost a time of incubation, I feel, where you feel that not so much is happening that you can see, but at the same time, it's a necessary phase to go through this process of metamorphosis in order to manifest something new, a new you, who knows, or something new in your life. And it's interesting, what I spotted as well on the card is the number 40. So 4, if we take it to a single digit, to me is the building of new, strong, sound foundation for something new in your life. Or maybe looking at the foundation of your life, but you're seeing a few cracks, so some repairs need to be done. So it's time really to reassess and look at things maybe differently, I would say. But I feel it's a reassuring message from Spirit. Say, don't worry. You need to understand you have to go through this process of being between worlds before you manifest something new, before you embrace new opportunities in your life. So now let's look at some messages from a tarot deck. I'm just quite interested to see what we're going to get. And this week I'm going to use the Light Seer's Tarot from Chris Ann. So let's see. Any messages related to this, the land between card? Any more information, any more details we can get from Spirit? So let's start with three. Three cards, please. Okay. Oops. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Bear with me a few seconds. Wow. What strikes me immediately, we have 3 major arcana. So clearly, to me, energy is a major arcana. Our energy, we're talking about medium to long term. So it's a process to go through. So it's very interesting. That's what I'm hearing, very much related to the land between card. Something we can't rush. It will take a certain time, and that's okay. Yes, very interesting. The first card is the Hanged Man. It's interesting, with the Hanged Man, usually you have 2 scenarios. One, you decide to take that break, to hang upside down, just to look at life from a different perspective. Because it's time to reevaluate, reassess. Or you've been put in this position because of something happened in your life, circumstance, situation, and you've been almost forced to be, hanging upside down. So of course, the Hangman is all about looking at life from a different perspective. It's about surrendering, it's about letting go. And the main message from the Hangman is it's time to release what no longer serves us. That we are in a situation we can look at our world, our life from a different perspective and embrace new opportunities. That's what I'm sensing. But also, and it's funny, looking back to the land between, I feel the same energy of frustration coming from some of us. And I'm hearing the gray area. It could be described as a gray area because nothing major happened. We take a break and it's time to look at our lives. It's time to let go. It's time to surrender to what no longer serves us. But what I'm hearing is it's a necessary process of seeing and being differently in order to be able to move forward, to move on, let's say. So it's an important process to go from one world, what it was, to what could be, to another world of what could be. Interesting. Now the second card. They are also beautifully connected. The Hermit. So the Hermit also has different messages here. The first one, the Hermit, is of course about inner guidance. It's about soul searching, trying to find some answers, especially if you are in a situation where you are in that gray area between worlds and you're not sure what to do. You're feeling confused and you don't know where you're going. And this is quite common, actually. And it's all about trusting the process. Because when you are in the gray area, sometimes it's trying to trust the unknown. So if you feel you need some inner guidance and soul searching, the Hermit is inviting you through meditation, for example, or contemplation, to ask the right questions to your higher self. But what I'm sensing too with the Hermit is it could be time as well to reevaluate, reassess principles, values, beliefs, in order to move on into our life to a better place. And it's interesting, when I'm saying those words, I feel the message can be for some of you, if you are in this situation, but also for the collective consciousness of humanity. And I feel that we've been invited by Spirit to do it collectively. Let's face it, the collective consciousness of humanity has been divided and separated for quite a long time now. And I feel some days I can see a glimpse of hope, showing me that people start to question many things, question their beliefs, their principles, their values. And let's face it, it starts with us individually, if we want to see the same thing collectively. So this is one aspect that the Hermit is trying to convey to us. Maybe it's time for you to reassess all these principles, values, and beliefs. Do they still serve you? Let's go back to the hangman. Do they still serve you, or do you need to release them? This is the question I'm hearing. Now, there is another aspect as well with the Hermit, inviting us to look at life, to look at our world with a deeper and spiritual understanding. And what I'm hearing is sacred, anything sacred in our life, seeing life as sacred. And I know it's hard for us human. We live in a world of duality. And yes, we have a tendency to classify, compartment things like as beautiful, ugly, bad, or evil, for examples. But I'm going to give you an example, especially this year I've experienced. When I talking about seeing life as sacred, quite often I get the most amazing insight, visions, information from my higher self, from Spirit, when I do house chores. Yes, house chores. So someone would tell me, well, how can you see house chores as a sacred moment? Well, I do. And interestingly, one task I do quite often, and I get the most amazing information from my higher self, is scrubbing a toilet. And I'm not joking. So based on that, yes, scrubbing a toilet can be sacred. Looking at it from this perspective, I have the most amazing information coming to me, sometimes while I'm scrubbing a toilet. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the Hermit is trying to invite us to do as well. So it's not only the soul searching, the inner guidance, but just look at life on a deeper level, on a spiritual, deeper understanding. And maybe that will help you to create a new reality for you, a beautiful reality that will suit you. Now, the third card. What amazing energies I'm seeing in that reading. is the magician. So the magician is very much, of course, about manifestation. And the main message from the magician is we have all the tools within us to manifest anything into our lives. All the knowledge, all the capabilities that we have gathered in this life are useful tools for us to manifest something new, or a better life, or a better world on this planet. And it's almost like I'm hearing we need to have a clear vision of what we would like to manifest. So it could be in our lives, of course, but as well collectively, a clear vision. And when I'm talking about manifesting something positive for the collective or something in our lives, it's almost like I'm saying to some of my students and people sometimes, yes, visualize is so important, but if you can, smell it, taste it, feel it, how you can imagine things manifested in your life. It's incredible what you can actually manifest based on that. But looking at the reading generally, it's clear that for some of us and the collective, it's a transition period where so much inner work can be done, so much contemplation, so much reevaluation of where we're at, reassessing if some principles, values, beliefs are still serve us. And I'm talking personally and collectively. And with a reading like this one today is when I feel very hopeful. I know it's happening. It's bubbling on the surface. If I look at the collective consciousness of humanity at the moment, of course, there is still a lot of work to do. But I am hopeful. Maybe more and more people are questioning so many things that clearly they feel no longer serve us. And this is an important part of that process of manifesting a new reality in our lives or collectively. So that's it for this month. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to receive notifications on future videos, and you'll find the link down below if you would like an intuitive reading with myself. So until next time, take care of yourself. Bye for now.